Alright, today I'm doing a video, and this is actually in response to the hysteria that is now occurring up in Maine about green anacondas. Well, I'm a reptile expert, I'm a snake expert, I'm also a large constrictor expert, and I'm now aware that people are weighing in, with supposed expertise on green anacondas living in the environment of Maine. Well, I'm going to give a very sharp contrast to what they're saying. Certainly bringing in cryptozoologists who specialize in talking about how a boogeyman or a Sasquatch could live in a conifer temperate North American forest and somehow find enough sustenance to survive. Well, a green anaconda is very different. And a green anaconda is tropical. Maine is not tropical. A green anaconda, which basically spends most of the time in the water, uses the water system to support its generally large mass. And the typical water temperature of Maine is just, even during the summer, is not a good environment for green anaconda. We're actually looking right now at one of my green anacondas. This is a gravid female. So when it's gravid, it means that she's actually gestating and she has babies in her. Green anacondas, let's get a couple things straight. A 20-foot green anaconda is monumental. Green anacondas, a 16-foot anaconda is a monster. 18-foot is a monster as far as in size. And so this right now, I'm looking at a female. She's very curious of me. And this is the pet green anaconda. This animal is about 12 foot long and she's about 7 years old. Green anacondas are generally slow growing. They're very specific in what they need. They do not tolerate cool temperatures. So if I'm a green anaconda and I'm living in Maine or temperate North America, I need temperatures generally from the low 80s up into the mid 90s to survive. So a green anaconda that keeps introducing itself to a cold water system, when I say cold water system, I'm talking temperatures below, let's say 75 degrees. What happens is this animal goes into the water system and gets cold. She cannot handle a bacterial and fungal attack from an ambient environment of cold, temperate water and still maintain a functioning immune system. Anacondas are cold-blooded. Snakes are cold-blooded. So for them to deal with any type of bacteria or fungal attacks from in their immediate environment where they're living, they need to have a functioning immune system. They cannot have an immune response if they're cold. Hence, that's why they die. This is a tropical species. So temperatures of generally 82 degrees and above are required for this animal to live very long. Sure, an anaconda may be able to go into a water system and live a few days if it was chilled, but then it would succumb to a respiratory or pneumonia infection. Anacondas do not have a diaphragm, as all snakes do not have a diaphragm. So guess what? When they get a cold or pneumonia, they actually, their lung, they have one big long lung, it fills with mucus and material, and the animal cannot effectively cough or remove the sputum from their lung, and, sorry, the phone. And basically, the animal's lung fills with fluid, and the animal tries to mechanically rid itself of all this fluid. And as it does this, it has to pass it up through its trachea. Its trachea is actually pretty small. So if you have thick mucus being passed up in the trachea, what happens is that it clogs up the trachea, and the animal asphyxiates and dies. So this is a gravid female. She's very curious of me. She has not a mean bone in her body. Snakes are actually not mean. So that's, I guess, my installment number 1. But I'm a green anaconda expert. I will go head to head with any expert that wants to weigh in on any of this nonsense going on in Maine. So this is number 1. My name is Kevin, and this is New England Reptile's first video. More to come.